I have not been active on this channel in a very long time. Very, very, very long time. But I'm actually waiting for a YouTube video to upload on my other channel at Lightworker Wit for those of you guys who are into all things spirituality and astrology. Check me out over there. I've been building that YouTube, but I still love film and television. This is so impromptu, y'all, because I finally watched that show, Altered Carbon. Altered Carbon came out a while ago, and when I say wow, I mean like 2019, 2020. When did the first season come out, actually? Let's find out. Season one of Altered Carbon. Um, I feel like the 2018 was when it first came out, and I think the second season came out in 2020, which, I'm assuming it must have been recorded in 2019. Y'all, I feel like this is one of the best shows that like really push the edge of what a futuristic society would look like for us. I just kind of feel like sometimes when I watch futuristic shows or like kind of dystopian shows that are based way in the future, I just don't feel like they excite me. I just feel like there's no creativity, there's no imagination of like, what does our technology look like in hundreds and hundreds of years? What does our society look like? What are we able to do? And this show really does that. Without giving away too much of the show, the show is about transferring human consciousness into a chip, and now you can change your body like you change your underwear. It's like crazy. And then of course there's like all this drama here, and it's a very action oriented show, which I thought was amazing. And I also like, because you kind of have that like that funness of being able to like change into new skins, new bodies. You're also not limited by actors. So like the same character could be a different actor next season or next episode. Like, really creative show. And I was just looking into like, why did this show get renewed? Like, I I just didn't, it was a good show. And apparently it just didn't meet Netflix's needs of like viewership. And I guess the viewership, in contrast to the cost it took to produce it, it just wasn't there. And I feel like two problems happened there. I feel like this show was under marketed, and please excuse my very large zits, okay? I feel like this show was under marketed because I feel like I remember seeing clips about this show, but there wasn't a lot of like hoopla around it. And then also, I don't think the show should have been called I can't even say it. Altered Carbon. I don't feel like the show should have been called Altered Carbon. Like, you don't even get it. Like, I don't get it. By saying that, I'm like, I don't get it. I think this show should have been called The Last Envoy. The show should have been called The Last Envoy because it wasn't really about him, but he was the main character. So I just feel like it would have just made more sense. And I also think that's more intriguing. The Lost Envoy. Ooh, what's his story? Altered Carbon, it's like, who cares? Who cares? I feel like that show would have been so much, gotten so much more popularity had it been called The Lost Envoy, The Last Envoy. I love the diversity of the show. The diversity show was like way ahead of the Me Too reprise movement. I like to call the 2020 Black Lives Matter movement like the reprise of the Black Lives Matter. Anyway, I think it was like ahead of its time a little bit, because you saw all this diverse casting really happening after 2020. But because this was recorded in advance of the pandemic, it was already very diverse, featuring Asian actors, featuring Black actors, featuring unknown white actors. I just really think that's a miss. That was a real big miss on Netflix's part, and I'm a little sad about it. I'm a little sad about it. Genre is considered cyberpunk. Sure, I'd give it that. It's very cyberpunk. It's very cyberpunk. It's very I don't know. I just don't think that there's a show that pushes the boundaries of what's possible. I mean, like literally, I'm fangirling a little bit, but like no one had cell phones. It was in their eye. It was in their eye. It was called the Oni. They called it Oni. It was just very creative. And I think that Altered Carbon was based off a couple books. I think I briefly read that. Altered Carbon based on, let me just look. Based on books. Yes, I can't, why can't I say this? Altered Carbon is based on a book by Richard K. Morgan. A cyberpunk novel is the basis for Netflix television series of the same name. The book is about a former UN soldier who becomes a private investigator, investigates the death of a wealthy man. The TV series, the opening credits state that it's based on a book, but season 2 is actually based on Broken Angels and Woken Furies, the sequels to Altered Carbon. Okay, so I mean, I guess I understand why they went with Altered Carbon, but I just feel like Netflix should have just made an executive decision to rename it The Last Envoy. Some readers describe the book as unique, engaging, and fascinating. They also praise the characters and the pacing. I also give it that. It wasn't too slow, but it wasn't too fast. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts. In a way, I would like a season 3. I would like a season 3. I'm not going to read the books. I'm definitely not reading the books. I'm disappointed. Let me look. I don't even know what the book cover looks like. Let me look at it. Anyway, I'm saying this to say, if you've never watched, it's been on my watch list forever. It's been on my watch list forever. So I finally was like, let's give it a watch because I just felt like I was in that weird period where there's like no new content that I want to watch. So whenever that happens, I go back to my watch list and see, okay, what do I feel like starting? But there are some series that are coming out. I'm so excited. There's another season of ooh, what's it called? It's the animated show. It's not an animated show, it's an animated movie. It's also start with an A. Netflix. Why can't I remember it? Uh, I can't believe I literally just typed animated movie Netflix. It kind of is like based off a game, sort of. Why can't I remember what it is? Based on, y'all know what it is, and it's like stressing me out right now. It's like starts with an A. Arcane. Thank you. I literally just typed A, and then that's the first thing that came up. Google knows me a little bit too well. Arcane. So there's a new season of Arcane, and I feel like that took forever. Like, honestly, God, took forever to get a second season, but I haven't started that yet. So I'm really excited to watch that. We're finally getting a second season of Empress. That also took fucking forever. So I don't know. Maybe I'll build this channel up again. I don't know. Maybe I'll I don't go to the movie theater as much as I used to because you guys know I used to be in the movie theater. I know this channel isn't monetized. I finally got my other channel monetized, like Worker Wit. So again, if you guys like spirituality and like astrology and all that stuff, like that's my bag. That's always been my bag, but I still love film and television. Um, maybe I'll start it up again. I don't know. I don't know if this video somehow gets views because this isn't even like a relevant show right now. If it gets views and you guys comment, maybe I'll start it up again. Give my thoughts on Arcane. Maybe I'll give my thoughts on the season 2 of Empress. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, if you watched Altered Carbon, let me know if you watched it. Let me know if you like the books. Let me know what your thoughts were. Like, I think we should all just email Netflix and be like, can you give us a season 3 of this? Because it was actually really good and you guys did a shit job of marketing it.